Hey guys, it's Scott here from AnimeBlurayUK, and today I'll be doing something quite a bit different, well, very different actually, as I'll be taking a look at this brand new book, Manga and Anime Go to Hollywood, which is being written by Northrop Davis, who is a professor that teaches manga and anime studies in America, and it's being published into UK by Bloomsbury Limited. So if you're hoping for a guide that explains about anime or manga to the general population, or if you're a fan of it, this isn't the book for you. This is more of a book that explains the relationship between manga and anime and Hollywood entertainment, such as, for example, the elements in manga and anime that have inspired Hollywood to make films, or the inspiration from Hollywood into the Japanese market to sort of, style up and make their anime or manga more Americanized. I mean, that's just sort of a rough, quick glance at it, but this book goes into quite a lot of detail. It's quite big, it's quite heavy, not something you'd usually pick up for an afternoon quick read. It's something that you would use as like a social study, a bit like if you were attending university and you had the massive books. I've never been to university, so I wouldn't know. The massive books that you'd use to do for social studies. This is the type of book this one is. It goes into quite a lot of depth about how Japanese media has inspired Hollywood, or vice versa, into alternating their different styles. As I said, haven't read the book fully yet. It is quite in depth, it is quite complex, definitely worth spending a extortionate amount of time taking a look through it. And in this video I'm just going to basically go through a couple of pages so you can get a bigger idea of what you can expect if you were to purchase this book, which is available now from all various different book retailers, including our old favourite Amazon UK. So what exactly can we expect? Well, it's over 400 pages long, featuring documented information about the Japanese culture, the Japanese media, the differences between Japanese media and American media, the inspirations that Americans have taken from, or Western culture should I say, has taken from the Japanese culture and implemented it into their projects. It goes on about comparing the Transformers. For example, Transformers, it's a Japanese product in terms of a toy because Takara made it, but it's actually an American TV show. And then because the Americans made the TV show so well, the Japanese then sort of continued it on after it ended in 1986, which is how Victory and Headmasters and so forth. And since then, majority of the time it's been focused on in Japanese and expanded upon and translated into the American audiences. There's also differences between the edits and cuts made in the Japanese and American versions of shows. There's also, in a sense, a rundown of the different art styles. The book is filled to the brim with information that you wouldn't, as an anime fan or even a manga fan, expect to enjoy reading, but once you start reading this book and then you understand the terminology behind it and the mechanics behind it, it actually becomes quite informative, quite entertaining, and it's, like I say, something that I wouldn't usually pick up and read, but it is something that it is worth taking a good look at. And as you can see while flicking through in this video, there's plenty of screenshots, references, and posters to various different types of Japanese media, such as we saw earlier, the One Piece manga, the Death Note. There's some pictures of screenshots of Bleach they use as reference material. There's also different culture aspects, such as locations. I mean, flicking through here now, we've got the Speed Racer, which was obviously originally a Japanese project, but then became an American big budget film. Not something I ever watched personally, but it's all referenced in here. And like I say, it just goes on and on and on, and it's just a great read. Once you get to the end of the book, you've got a glossary which basically explains some of the terminology you read about in the earlier chapters. So it's all split into about 11 different chapters, I believe it is. And then at the back of the book, you've got the terminologies, or the glossary for the terminologies for some of the text that you saw listed out, and they were all listed in the actual chapter section. So if you saw something on, say, chapter 4, you can just skip to the back, look at the glossary section of chapter 4, and find out what the actual meaning of it is. But yeah, like I say, not your traditional book, but it is worth considering, and it is now available in the UK.